So the reason I've been making a lot of videos, right? I'm trying to help a lot of men, right? Help Janes, attract women in their life, right? And this is probably gonna be the most valuable video I'm gonna make, right? Regarding female nature. And this is really very, very nuanced, right? Like, yeah, if you watch any other content, right, when it comes to dating, when it comes to, getting women and all that, right? You can really go deep, in depth in the details with it. But when it comes to dating, right, this is the number one green flag, the green flag of the green flags, my G. Right? When it comes to dating, my G. Right? And if I were you, right, I would write it down, to be honest, right? And this green flag is she doesn't need to be hyper stimulated, right? Why? What do I mean by hyperstimulated? Right? I'm not talking about sexually, right? I'm talking about a highly stimulated woman is a woman who constantly needs stimulus, right? From her first for all from her internal drama, right? Her internal drama, right? Or from the external, or from her phone, right? Or from like the media, right? Social media, the apps, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of that, right? Example, right? Let's say you and this woman, you go out, right, to a bar, right? And instead of her being, fully present and being contained with just you as a guy, right, like she should, right, you as a man should be enough for her, to be spending time with. Now she, all of a sudden needs to, go and talk to other people, really draw attention to herself, right? Basically, meaning that your presence as a man in front of her is not enough, bro. It really means that this woman, she can be reserved, right? And I don't mean by she has to be fucking boring, right? She just should just shut up, and be dry, right? You don't want a woman, right, that is purposely wanting or needing to draw attention to herself because she is bored, right? And because she's bored easily, right? And constantly needs stimulus, right, from social media, right? And has a fucking cell phone addiction, right? Constantly needing, or stimulated by notifications coming on her phone, right? From, messages, direct messages, right? How many likes she got, right? How much, especially when it comes from attention from other men, right? Promiscuous photos that she is posting on her stories. Hyper stimulating that stimulus of looking at how many views she got on her stories, right? If you have a woman that is, constantly needs to, be hyper stimulated, right? This is not a woman that you want to pair with, right? This is not, it won't be a fucking good decision to try and pair with that type of woman, my G, right? You gotta understand, we as men, right, and women, right, we're always optimizing for something, right? We're always optimizing for something, right? And women don't initiate interaction, right, or communication with men, right? What I mean by this is women, what they do is they make themselves susceptible, right? Or they make themselves vulnerable, right? Into being seduced, right? Women don't, they make themselves susceptible to being approached, right? Or having, you know what I'm saying, or open to the possibility or the potential of being, you know what I'm saying, talked to, right, by another man, right, by being seduced by another man, right. Example, right, and this happens a lot with me, right. Let's say you post a photo on your, you know what I'm saying, your story on social media, right. Women typically don't, you know what I'm saying, direct message you first. What she will do is she will indirectly, right, draw your attention by liking your story, you know what I'm saying, on social media, right? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, getting you to make the first move, right? This is how they move, bro, right? Women don't want the responsibility of the outcome, right? They don't want the responsibility. They want that responsibility to fall on the man, right? When a woman is hyperstimulated, right, just a hyperstimulated woman, and she needs, you know what I'm saying, that stimulation from the external, right? And she is not contained with one man. She's not, you know what I'm saying, she's not satisfied with just one guy sitting in front of her, right? This is a woman that is very promiscuous, my G. Right? That's a woman that's very promiscuous, you know what I'm saying? And these type of women will cause you, first of all, a lot of mental turmoil, right? Really be a detriment to your time and your attention, right? Really taking you off your focus, of your purpose, right? And you understand this type of woman, they will really distract you, bro, right? Even for me myself, bro, right? Me teaching y'all the game and shit like that. These type of women, bro, they, you know what I'm saying, they would do anything, right, to get stimulated, bro, right? And this type of woman is not woman that you want to investing long term, right? What you want to do as a guy is invest maybe, you know what I'm saying, no more than a couple of dates when it comes to these type of women, because she's really gonna, you know what I'm saying, take you off your purpose, right? Take you off, you know what I'm saying, and really, you know what I'm saying, distract you from your purpose, bro, right? And you as a guy, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna lose your ambition, right? You're gonna lose your discipline, right? And you're gonna start losing in life and going backwards because of this type of women. You gotta understand, I'm making my YouTube videos, right, to actually help you. This is why I'm dedicated into doing this, because I know this is my purpose in life, to help guys, right, when it comes to dating, when it comes to, I'm saying, getting women, bro, right? You gotta understand, right? We as men, right, we optimize for sex, right, when dating, right? That's what we as men do, right? That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Women optimize for attention, right? If I had a daughter, right, if I were to have a daughter, I would not advise my daughter, right, to be with a man that cannot control his lust, right? Obviously, this type of man who cannot control his lust, right, will break her fucking heart. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing goes with women, right? If women optimize for attention, right, I wouldn't advise you, my G, right, my brush, my butt asky, you know what I'm saying, my bro, you know what I'm saying, to have a woman, right, or date a woman that is, you know what I'm saying, constantly needing attention, seeking a lot of validation, right, and is hyper stimulus, right? My advice to you, if you see this type of behavior from a woman, is to cut that bitch. Cut that bitch, my G. You know what I'm saying? Really cut that bitch, bro, because she's gonna slow you down, my G. Right? Maybe not now, maybe not in a week, maybe not, you know what I'm saying, but maybe, you know what I'm saying, in a few months or to a year, 2 years, you'll actually fucking realize what a waste of time she is. Right? These women are like, it's like chasing a cat, bro, right? It's like chasing a cat, like a little cat, bro. You know what I'm saying? A cat, once it feels like, you know what I'm saying, they're not comfortable, they keep on running, bro, right? You cannot really catch a cat. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you know what I'm saying, you have to actually fucking attract one. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to understand, right, how to attract women, right, and be better at attracting women, you gotta understand, bro. The reason why I'm dedicated and disciplined to the level that I'm at on my YouTube channel is Genie to help guys. Genie help guys in their dating life, right? And if you want to even dive deeper into these subjects, right, when it comes to dating and attracting women, make sure you DM me on Instagram, my G. Make sure you DM me on Instagram, bro, and I will actually really work with you one on one. So I will see you guys on the next video.